I'm Richard Morecroft and welcome to Letters and Numbers. For those of you who love rising to a challenge, we offer you chances galore to do just that by playing along with tonight's contestants. And we'll meet them in just a second or two. But before that, when it comes to sums, she's number one, Lily Serna.
Hi, Richard.
Actually, speaking of rising to a challenge, last night on the show, it was interesting. You used a method to solve one of the problems that was actually considerably more complicated than the contestant solution. Does that happen often?
Well, my general approach to these problems is to use the simplest method. And if that doesn't work, keep trying. And it's like, so I've got this big bag of tricks in my head, and I keep pulling out these tricks until something works, something sticks. Last night I used what I call the factorial method. It's usually one of the simplest. It just happened to be not so simple because there was an even simpler method there.
That's right, just sort of simply adding the things up, but the factorial one looked straightforward. Yeah. I think you actually just enjoyed a bit of an extra challenge.
Maybe you're right.
We'll have some more of that tonight, Lily. Welcome. And he doesn't know the meaning of defeat, but he can look it up. David Astle.
Hi, Richard.
Hi, David. Now, when you do look up defeat and various other words to do with that sort of thing, what do you find?
Well, the Australian language actually loves the word to defeat heavily. And in fact, if there's a heavy defeat that you see on a Saturday afternoon, I love second-guessing what the headline will be the next day, because we have thumping and trouncing and cakewalks and walkover, and we even have being pantsed and being pwned. It just goes on and on and on.
Fascinating words. We're very inventive when it comes to that getting under the thumb and squashing thoroughly.
We are.
See you later on, David. And to the people that you will be playing along with tonight. Firstly, our carryover champion, Toni Loui, a medical officer who's returning for his 5th appearance on the show. Hello again, Toni.
Hello, Richard.
Now, we are really getting used to seeing you in the chair there. You must be getting used to being there. While you've played over so many nights now, have you started to develop strategy, or are there particular things that you do and don't do now?
Well, with letters, with the first 5 or 6 letters that come out, I try and make the longest word. So I try to at least have a 4 or 5 letter word in my head and then just build from that. And with the numbers, like Lily said, I try to make it simple and use the biggest number first, try to get close to the number I can, and then, like she said, factorial method, I try and fit the numbers in.
So have you been picking up on a few of Lily's suggestions?
I have.
Very practical, aren't they? Well, good luck tonight anyway, Toni. Great to have you back.
Thanks.
And here to challenge Toni is Mark Povey, a storeman who served 21 years in the Royal Australian Navy. Hello, Mark.
Good evening, Richard. How are you?
Good to see you. Now, those years in the Navy must have been, I imagine, fascinating times. What were some of the highlight memories?
Years ago, I volunteered and I did services with the United Nations in Mogadishu. Did that for 6 months. I was on the ground. Other times of just away from home on deployment at sea. Long periods spent away from home. And that's where the affiliation with crosswords, and especially cryptic crosswords. And I'm a fan of David's crosswords. Yet to finish one, but hopefully one day I will.
Well, even those long voyages weren't long enough to finish off one of David's crosswords. Now, there's something, a special standard to set, I think.
That's right.
Anyway, Mark, great to see you on the show. We hope you get to finish the show tonight.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Good luck. All the best to both of our contestants. Against the clock tonight, Toni Loui and Mark Povey. Let's get going with those first games of the night. And of course, we begin with our first letters game, where our contestants aim to make the longest word that they can in just 30 seconds. Toni, could you kick off for us with the letters, please?
My usual start, could I have a consonant, please?
You certainly can. T.
And a second consonant.
D.
And another one.
B.
I'll switch to a vowel.
A.
And another vowel, please.
O.
One more vowel.
A.
And one more vowel, please.
E.
Now I'll go back to a consonant.
T.
One more consonant.
And lastly, R.
And here's our first 30 seconds. How did the night begin for you, Toni?
I have a 7 letter.
7, great start. Mark?
6.
6 for you, let's begin there.
Abated.
And your 7, Toni?
Berated.
What do you think, David?
Berated. Could you spell that, please, Toni?
B-E-R-A... yes.
The phantom letter syndrome strikes again, but with a champion this time. Only one E, so berated has the 2. Taking us back to Mark's word for abated. Congratulations, that's a 6-point start. And rotated. All these ated going around was the 7 that I found.
Well done, David, and 6 points to Mark. Another round of letters now, and this time, Mark, you to choose.
Can I have a consonant, please?
You can. B.
And a vowel, please?
O.
And another vowel?
E.
Can I have a consonant, please?
L.
And another one, please?
M.
And a vowel, please?
I.
And a consonant, please?
C.
And a consonant, please?
L.
And a consonant, please?
And last letter D.
And 30 seconds on the clock. Well, Mark, how many for you that time?
7, Richard.
And Toni?
I only had a 6.
6. Let's start there, please.
I had mobile.
And what about you, Mark?
Climbed.
Climbed. No problems, David?
Wow, well done, and you are climbing a great 7. Good play, Mark. And I found melodic for a 7 as well.
Very tuneful. And a great result for Mark with 7 points. Well, get ready to start tweaking with our next round, the numbers game. And Toni, what would you like this time?
Lily, I'll have my favourite combination, 1 large and 5 small.
Thanks, Toni. 1 large and 5 small. And our numbers are 2, 1, 7, 10, 8. The large number is 25, and the target to reach is 558.
Let's see if we can get there. Well, Toni, how did you go?
1 away.
1 away, so you're on
557.
557. Well done. What about you, Mark?
Nowhere near it, thanks, Richard.
No luck at all?
No luck at all.
Okay, so Toni, take us through your method, please.
Lily was 25 times 2.
25 by 2 is 50.
Multiplied by the 10 to be 500.
By 10 is 500.
And then 7 times 8 is 56.
7 by 8 is 56.
Add it together and subtract the 1.
And subtract the 1.
Oh, sorry, add the 1.
Add the 1 is 557.
So, well done, Toni. Just 1 off the target. How did you go with this one, Lily?
Yeah, I managed to get there.
Okay, show us what you did.
Now, 8 by 7 is 56. By 10 is 560. Take away 2 is 558.
Very elegant solution. Nicely done, Lily, but very well done from Toni as well. Only 1 off the target, and that means 7 points. So Toni's now on the scoreboard with 7. Mark is on 13 as we head into our first break for tonight. Your first word mix, acid came. And the clue, brains, not brawn. We'll be back shortly.